Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about efficiency in your landscaping lawn care company. This is such a huge topic. Efficiency is really everything when it comes to being profitable, being able to grow your company. This is always so evident. Like I see this all the time. There's a lot of things going on right now that I feel like we aren't doing that are inefficient. One of the easiest glaring things to go and attack in your company, to fix in your company so you can advance your company. I just have a little list of just a few of the things that stick out, like some examples. In the office, if you're a smaller company, maybe there's not a huge office, but there's still inefficiencies you could be doing all alone that then will get multiplied into more and more people. Mowing, fertilization, landscaping, walls, patios, there are so many opportunities to do things inefficient. Some of like the trigger go-to things that I just want to put on the table or kind of thought processes are when you're looking at this stuff, be asking yourself, how can I do more with less? Meaning, hey, maybe how fewer people could be on this project. In mowing, one of the things that happens is you get into having 3 people on a crew sometimes. And a lot of times the guys say it'll be easier or whatever, and you just get drawn into this because you are an owner and you had a couple people, and then all of a sudden you started building 3 people crews as you grew the company. It's highly inefficient for residential mowing. I would love to see the case of someone doing the numbers and where their numbers were better with 3 people than 2 people. Because the fact of the matter is, after studying the numbers dramatically go down when you add a third person. There is just not enough on a residential lawn to keep those people busy and to keep them effective. Everyone needs to be going for that job to get done efficiently. It's crazy how those little things happen. Go for pavers, for example. You know, there's a lot of times where it could be as simple as not using the right equipment or not using the equipment well. You dig out a patio and you've got the opportunity to use an excavator with a grading bucket, but you use maybe a skidster or a mini skidster. And now with a mini skidster, the skidster, you tried to grade it well, but you overdug. And now because of that, you lost efficiency on multiple pieces because now we got to haul more rock in, which means more moving. We had to move more dirt out. We had to haul it to the front, remove it. We had to haul more rock in, which means we have a lot more moving to get it in. And then both potentially cost more money. Disposal of the soil, fees for the rock. All these little tiny efficiencies in your company just stack and stack and stack. So everything is, how do you do more with less? And then how are you just more efficient in general so you just consume what is totally needed? And when we're doing these things, when we say having less people on a job, it's not about making people work harder. It's about making that team perform better, so then the upside for those team members is better. Some people think it's like you're an owner that just wants to have it all. No, they can only get paid so much if they're making $25 an hour all day long. You can't make any money. You can't even make into the 20s because by the time company pays a person, say they pay them $20 or say they pay them $15, they're really paying them closer to 19 by it's all in. If you made $25 an hour out on a job, now you're all in on the person that you paid 15 at close to 20. If the company has any overhead and the owner wants to make any money at all, and it's not even the owner making money, it's truly the overhead, because if a company's really, really small, the owner's going to be out there working to make the money. But the overhead alone will eat the other $5 like that. And any other expense will eat all of that. Gas, fuel, whatever the case may be, because it takes money, it takes cost of goods to produce this stuff more than just a person getting paid. So you really gotta be thinking about efficiency. And all of these things ultimately go to some kind of labor force efficiency. We talk about the office. Utilizing your time as the best you possibly can with estimates. Taking videos, using digital forms to estimating tools to do this stuff as quickly as possible. This is stuff that it's all going to be, you got to build out over time. You got to figure out the best thing for you, but it's something that you have to get better at. I still stress over it all the time. I see all the inefficiencies we make, but we're still actively working on it. I see the holes, I see the gaps. It's one of those things that's always glaring there that it's easy to chip away at. And so these are just some of the little ideas. I talked about the wall, or I talked about pavers. Walls is a perfect example. Excavation, same as paver patios, but walls, you can run into the chance of just a little misdue on grade, just a little miscalculation, and you can have a huge efficiency problem. If you have a bunch of block, not putting the block right by the project, if you have to move a bunch of block and you've got equipment, you've got excavators and whatnot, if you're not using clamps and stuff to then use that to move multiple blocks at a time versus hoofing them all on your own, there's so many little things. Patios, cutting patios. And I'm going all over with little different efficiency things on different jobs. So you get the whole idea of all of this. But patios, cutting individual blocks is the worst way to like finish a patio or put banding on a patio versus cutting it on the ground. You will never be efficient cutting individual blocks versus cutting the whole patio on the ground. But some people still do it, and people get stuck in their ways, and you lose so much upside opportunity. I've went over a lot of this. Fertilizer. I've seen people go out with fertilizer, have a spreader and sprayer, and it's called a spreader and sprayer so you can do exactly that. Spread and spray at the same time. And so they go out, and when they need to spray and spread for one of the applications, they'll go spread, then they'll come back around and spray. It's the least efficient way to do the job. It's the reason you've got the machine. So it's all these little things. It's so fucking obvious, but you have to look for it. You have to pay attention. You have to be thinking. And so all this is a call to action to look for the obvious things that are right in front of you that you could make better in the company, that would make the company more profitable, that would help you grow, that would help you do better, and use those to propel everyone. And it's not about propelling you, it's about propelling the whole company as a whole, so everybody there has more opportunity and can move up the ladder. So share this video if you like this at all. It's the call to action for you. Share this video with someone that you know is wildly inefficient and they're just not thinking about any of this. This was not deep, this was wide, so we went a bunch of different things, really random little pieces. And I could go individually on each service and go deep for twice as long as this video about all the little things you could do. And knowing that like I could still get better at a lot of them, everybody could get better at a lot of them, because you're never the best you can be. You're always working towards a better self every day, a better company, a better operation, whatever the case. So share this with someone that needs it. Make sure you like this, subscribe, and then leave a comment about one of the most inefficient things that's happened in your company that you've caught and you've fixed.